we talk about, the silent time or the still time. We talk about getting out in the outdoors. The novelty factor of, you work in boots, you work in shoes, you work all day. And when the shoes come off in an activity that normally they'd be on, like the beach, for example, there's nothing nicer than feeling the sand, and you just feel like you've had a day off. And you could never explain that, you could never quantify it, but when you go on holidays and you spend your day walking around in your bare feet by the pool or by the beach, you feel like you're relaxing. You feel like it all, but it was just called holiday,
Well, yeah, we
and
think that it's the sun
yeah,
and just the environment, but it's probably also in relation to, well, no, actually, you sort of had your feet on the ground and you
yeah.
didn't have a rubber sole in between you and it. So as a result, you got the benefits of it. You just didn't realize because you didn't know about that.
And it's something that I definitely, I'm one that's, if that doesn't matter if it's middle of winter, I'm in flip flops and bare feet every chance I get at home. But that's just the nature of where I've came from. My experience, I'm just as quick as I can get the shoes off. I have, but I've never known there to be a science behind it. I've never known it to be any extra benefit. I've just always wanted to be barefoot as most as I can. There is a lot changing as well in terms of, we're looking at runners and different styles of runners to kind of open out people's feet and stop them cramping in. And is that something you guys are looking into as well, or as part of this whole foot health?
Yeah, I think it's a massive part of it. You referred to it earlier, but there are certainly things that we can buy, and also, to be fair, you can just get a big stick or something, or a broomstick, where there's so many exercises that we can do to just sort of open up our feet. And I did a bit of Muay Thai in Thailand, and I got like really tight in the arches of my feet, and
Yeah.
just to sort of loosen that off, you can get some pebbles, right, and just walk on pebbles in your garden, just manipulate all the aches and pains a little bit. But I'm fascinated. It's definitely an area I want to sort of get a little bit more information on, in terms of just how much good can we do our body by doing a little, we stretch our hamstrings, and we try and sort of open up our groins and whatever else when we're going to go for a run. But actually, how important and how much benefit is there to actually to loosen up the points of contact with the ground, the thing that's carrying the weight of our bodies.
I was watching a thing on Netflix, receivers, American football players, and one of them, George Kittle, he was lying in his bed before a game the next day. And I don't know why, I don't know even why I didn't even Google it. He had toe spacers on. And I've seen a few athletes like LeBron James and stuff. You've heard about that before? Like, to relax them. So
No.
basically, I wish I'd Googled this before to talk about it now, but like, they literally things in between their toes to space them out. I'm like, the professional athletes are doing it. There's something to this, to the foot health. But I was like, that's mad. And then forgot about it when something else came up on the TV, my team losing the Super Bowl. But anyway, it's mad how, like, if athletes are doing something like that, there has to be something to it, because that's like their livelihood.
Yeah, I'm always like, it's the ancient stuff that's been forgotten. That's usually what we need to come back to. I wouldn't say that the cavemen were necessarily putting toe spacers in, but they were right?
Nice
So
pink ones.
our feet were different. They were probably a different sort of shape until we started squeezing them into shoes, and then all of a sudden, we're changing our physiology entirely. There's probably so much to it that we don't know.
Where can people find out more about Save Our Shoes? Souls, sorry, Save Our Souls.
I mean, you can save shoes as well. I think it's always good to save shoes, especially, like, you don't want to buy too many pairs. And I definitely think you save a couple of quid in your average family if you're looking after your shoes by drying them so they don't smell. You're not having to put them on radiators this time of year. But yeah, you can go to the Save Our Souls website, which will be given, because I don't actually know it, shamefully.
SaveOurSouls.com. We'll have it in the show notes there, Jeff, for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to SaveOurSouls.com. There you go, and you find out a little bit more about the product, the Atacama, and also everything else that we're doing to promote foot health. And yeah, that resurgence of how important it is to just look after our feet, and the ways that we can do it.
And Jeff, where do you see this going over the next year, next 2 years? What's your vision for Save Our Souls?
I just imagine that there's going to be an Atacama in every household. They'll be sat in utility cupboards just inside the door.